Hey Helldivers, we've got exciting news about the first ever Helldivers 2 board game featuring paintable miniatures. We'll also cover the latest major order, dive into the sad news about Moradesh, and there's a lot more I'll be covering. So if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with all the latest news. Let's go ahead and start off with the latest tweet from the Helldivers 2 social media account. They posted this about the new board game. You can see that they wrote, "Major order, alien threats are increasing across Super Earth, and your help is required in the fight for freedom. Helldivers 2, the board game has been approved by the Ministry of Defense to prepare you for active service to stamp out the enemies of democracy. Your objective, assemble your squad and snuff out the threat with the power of liberty, loyalty, and a lot of explosives." Yeah, so a few seconds ago I mentioned paintable miniatures. From what I can tell, it seems we'll be able to paint them, but there's no clear info yet on whether that's confirmed or if paint will be included. So far, the only peek we've got is this terminate right here, and you can check it out. It looks pretty cool. Now, I do not believe this set is going to include Illuminate or the automatons, at least from what the design package looks like, and you can also see it right here as well. Anyways, let's say you're interested in buying this. When will it drop? Well, that will be on April 8th. Right here, GameFound wrote, "Super Earth's finest tacticians have approved a new training program to prepare you for active service in the field. Helldivers 2, the board game, launching April 8th on GameFound." If you're interested, I'll leave a link down below so you can follow it and check it out for yourselves. But there's also some more information here that they go into and talk a little bit about. For example, right here, GameFound stated, "In this 1-4 player tactical action board game, every decision can mean the difference between victory and total annihilation in service of Super Earth. Just like in the field, you'll be facing evolving threats, unpredictable objectives, and the ever-present danger of friendly fire. Because, let's be honest, you will drop an Eagle airstrike on your squad mate." Then down below, they continued on to say, "Players can expect heroic last stands, spectacular mishaps, and the kind of cinematic action that turns every gaming session into a glorious war story." That right there is awesome. You know, you can't have a Helldivers 2 board game without friendly fire, right? And that's what they're providing. So you're actually going to be able to take out your teammates in this board game, which is just, again, awesome to see. So at this point, I'm sure you Helldivers out there are probably wondering, what's the price going to be? What is it? Is it going to be expensive? Maybe so. I mean, most of the board games go anywhere from 60 to 120. Think the Nemesis one is about almost 200, if not it's 200, so it might be pretty spendy. Nevertheless, that's pretty much my assumption. If you guys are going to purchase this in the future, then I suggest saving up the cash. That way, when it does drop, you'll have the money for it, and you won't have to, just gather a bunch of cash up last minute. Next up, we have some devastating news. Moradesh has been completely wiped out by the Moradesh singularity. If you haven't seen it yet, the details are right here. This tragedy occurred because we failed to establish a blockade to halt the singularity's advance, and that's why it pushed forward and wiped out Moradesh. I believe that if we could somehow obtain dark fluid, we might be able to counteract it, causing the singularity to collapse rather than continue expanding as it is now. Anywho, with that said, we do have a dispatch right here from High Command, and they wrote, "Moradesh destroyed. Moradesh has been torn apart by the Meridian Singularity. Over 95% of its Class C or higher citizens were safely evacuated prior to the planet's destruction. In memoriam, 24-hour period of quiet reflection on the nature of vengeance has been ordered by the Ministry of Humanity." Yeah, so some of the citizens, like Class C or higher citizens, were able to leave, and as you guys know, if you have a tall children, they're able to leave as well. So most likely all the shorter ones and some of these citizens that are not as privileged, I guess, were left behind essentially. And that sucks, but it happens, right? So, anywho, some players discovered that there's actually a secret, and they ended up decoding it, and there's like a huge post about it on a Google Doc, which we'll get into here in a second. Now, what I'm referring to is this media post by the Helldivers 2 social media account, where we zoom in to the signal loss, and then there appears to be some Morse code and some other things going on here. And what's interesting, like I've said, some of the player base has discovered a secret within this. And we're going to check it out right now and see what's going on and see what the code translates to, you know, what the Morse code means. So let's go ahead and check that out right now. Okay, what you're seeing right here is a Google Doc that actually has some of the Morse code decoded. For example, we have the evac warning, and it says 32 hours before destruction, and it decodes to this weird number here that could probably be a hex code, 04785. And then reverse the Morse code is 5N360, and then so on and so on and so on. And they found out that it says enable number 1, enable 81 offline, and there's some other stuff going on here. Now, it's interesting because this appears to be something hidden within the whole entire media post by the developers, which I really dig, and I think that's awesome. Anyways, the Helldivers 2 community was able to decode some of the code here, and we're going to go all the way down, and you can tell that there's various things going on here, by the way. They've done a lot with the images and have went completely nuts on it. Nonetheless, if we go down all the way, we're going to see something here. So the Helldivers 2 community was able to decrypt this and decode it and translate it and whatnot, and it says the most beautiful thing, the end of the world, 2018-03-27. We know the 27th is coming up, but the year is a little off. I mean, completely off. Maybe it's a mistake when trying to decode it, decrypt it, and whatnot. But nonetheless, we know that something's happening here. Maybe on the 27th, something's going to pop up. Who knows? And they were able to go further with it and translate it, decode it, and it says the most beautiful thing about the world. Who knows what's going on? But there's a lot of crazy stuff here, and the Helldivers 2 community is going nuts on it. Oh, and not only that, the community was able to also pause it at the exact moment where it shows Super Earth in the background, and it appears to be the case, unless it's the Illuminate's homeworld. Who knows? But there's a lot here, and it's interesting to see how much they're going into it and figuring out what's going on. I mean, there's a lot here, as you can tell, and it's, yeah, again, it's getting interesting. You can also see some more Morse code here. Yeah, so I want to know what you guys think. Do you think there's something secret going on here, or are we taking it too far? I have no idea, but let me know what you think about this whole entire secret message decoded. Talk about it down below, and let's discuss it. On a related note, let's talk about the Major Order. Sure, we failed it, but there is some good news after all. We can see High Command wrote and said, scrap metal collection efforts were below target, resulting in a barrier that is porous, but still moderately effective. Thousands of SEAF warships, transports, and refitted merchant vessels now from a network of ships surrounding the singularity from all sides. Moving in interlocking randomized patterns. While Illuminate ships remain undetectable in interstellar space, the blockade has already made a difference. Dark energy accumulation has slowed. Yeah, so we built a decent blockade that really didn't help, but it is helping because we're able to slow it down just a little bit. The question is, how long is it going to last? Probably not that long if I had to guess, and eventually it'll break, and then the Illuminate will continue pushing forward with the Meridian Singularity. Speaking of major orders, I know many Helldivers believe that everything is predetermined, that the developers have already decided whether we'll win or lose a major order. However, that's not the case. A support team member, B Vitamin, explained on Discord that this isn't true. She wrote, major orders are never designed to be impossible to win. There's always two possible outcomes. Some are easier and harder than others, but there's no scripted losses. Yep, so apparently from what she has said, I'm assuming she knows more than any of us, that these major orders are not predetermined. The developers do not hand out major orders that are impossible or anything like that. And there you go. I'm not sure if any of you believe it. If you do, let me know. If you don't believe it, let me know. Let's talk about it down below in the comments. Since we're talking about the Helldivers 2 team, let's go ahead and see what the Helldivers 2 QA lead had to say about content. He seems very excited. One Helldiver asked if there's anything he could reveal essentially, and this is what he said. I'll give you this, everything we are cooking up has me very excited. We don't know what they're planning right now or what they have designed so far or what they're going to implement into the game, but it appears to be so good that he's very excited about it. I know that the content feels like it's taken forever. I'm not sure how you all feel about it. Are you bored at this point? Do you want content? Are they taking too long? What are your thoughts about this? Personally, I believe it's because they have a small studio. There's only 100 plus employees and developers, and not just developers, but other employees that do different things, right? Not just developing the game. So that's probably one of the main reasons why content is so slow. Now, I do want to go over something here. I asked a great question. I asked, if you could add one Warbond, what would it be? We have Ninja Strike here that would like to see some sort of Survivor Helldiver Warbond, where you have all these bones attached to your armor, whether that be squids, bots, bugs. Well, not bots. I guess they might have some bones on them. Anyways, we also have another one by Mita, and he says a stealth Warbond, silence weapons, and a stealth backpack. That would be incredible. And just to show one more, because I told you guys I would go over this, we have one right here, a nuclear theme. So those are some really good ones. What Warbond would you like to see? Talk about it down below in the comments. Last but not least, we have the top 3 comments. If you want to be featured on the channel Helldivers, all you have to do is comment down below. The first top comment comes from Danaka. I'm assuming that's how you say it. I probably butchered it, but you wrote, think players have gotten bored of what's going on at the moment with the 2 resets or back end issues to the war table, etc. People have moved on again to new games. I've taken a break for a bit. Yeah, I don't believe you're wrong, and I think a lot of the players just decided to move on and play other games, which is not wrong at all. You could play as many games as you want, different ones, it doesn't matter. You don't have to stick to just Helldivers. The second top comment comes from Andrew. We are going to need this new Warbond ASAP, not only to stop the singularity, but also our enemies. Yes, we need it. And whenever it is, who knows? I'm thinking maybe March 20th, maybe March 27th. We'll find out eventually. The final comment is right here from Grub. Kind of weird that we have more players on bot front for the past 24 hours, and yet bots bar still moves slower than bug bar. You know what? It could be a bug. Who knows? They're probably not going to admit it because you know how that is, controversy and whatnot. But I have a feeling that it's got to be bug, or at least it was bug when the major order was present. There you go. Those are the top 3 comments. I appreciate y'all. You guys know how it goes. I show my appreciation at the end every time. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all the members on the channel. And I appreciate you guys out there that are not subscribed. But hey, if you can, subscribe, give the video a like, and tell me what you think about everything, including the secret. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.